Happy New Year! Wow, 2014, it went by so fast. As promised, here is a video where I answer some of your questions that I got through Tumblr or Facebook. And I say some because I got so many that I'm not going to be able to put them all in this one video. So I'll either make two, or if I like making them, I might just keep making them as soon as I get, 10 to 12 questions in my inbox. So yeah, here we go. Enjoy! In the Salutarism, will Krapka ever say I love you to Kuroro? Nope. Not gonna happen. Sorry. I just can't see it ever happening. Krapka would rather die than say it. So, no. Sorry. Will the ending be action or very romantic and dramatic? A bit of both. I don't want to spoil it, but there'll be action and drama is all I'm saying. So, stay tuned. Wow. I sound like a TV presenter. I've heard that you've been published. What was the process and how did it start? Well, this happened when I was living in Japan. This was around 2008, 2009. A good friend of mine, Scott, approached me one day and told me basically that he was working on some study guides and textbooks for Gakken Publishing, but that he was too busy to keep doing it. And he knew that I wrote, so he asked me if I would take over. And, it's nonfiction, it's not that exciting, but I said sure. So he introduced me to some editors from Gakken. We had a little meeting, and it was agreed that I would, do the next study guide for instead of Scott. And so yeah, I wrote some things, submitted it, and then they corrected it, sent it back. I sent it back in, and so on and so forth, until we all agreed, and it was published. And I ended up with let's see if I have one here. Ta-da! Fascinating stuff. What attracts you the most about the Kurokura pairing? Excellent question. I think it's just a hate ship. There's just something about all that anger that boils over that is just delightful. I really like that. And in pretty much every anime that I like, I always go for enemies together for some reason. When I was really into Vice Kreuz, it was Shuldiken Ken. And then, of course, when Death Note came along, well, we all know who we slashed. And yeah, I've always gone for that. Also, Kuroro and Kurapika are my two favorite characters, and they're both pretty good looking, so yeah, I think it's just hot. What inspired you to write the Salutarism, and what is your motivation for completing it? What inspired me was basically I'd always been looking for that perfect, slow developing Kuroro and Kurapika, male Kurapika story, which is really hard to find for some reason. And I'd only really found one, and it wasn't finished, so I decided I would just write my own. And that is also my motivation for finishing it. As a reader, I know how disappointing it is to get to the end of what's posted and realize not only it's not finished, but it hasn't been updated in years, so it's probably never going to be finished. And so yeah, I just don't want to do that. Yeah, I'm trying to finish it, before its 3rd anniversary, which is coming up this April. Turning into a very, very long story though, so I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to make it happen. Wish me luck. Hypothetically, underline, what would it take for Kurapika to agree to a spider tattoo, and where would it be on his body? It's going to take a goddamn miracle, but I have a plan. you shall see. As for where, probably somewhere where no one could see it. Get your minds out of the gutter. I mean, like on the side of his hip or something like that. I mean, it's not like many people see him without his clothes on, which is kind of funny considering how many times he strips, especially in the old anime with the intros and everything. Yeah. How do you like your coffee? Black or with milk or cream? Black. What was your favorite scene so far? The talk with Kira. It cracks me up. I can't help it. It's kind of sad since I wrote it myself, but it still does. Other than that, there are a few things that I really like. I like when Kurapika steals Kuroro's book. I like that weird shift in power that they had at the side of the road. I like the date at the museum. I'm sure there are a bunch of other scenes I like, but I can't think of any right now. So yeah, I guess that's about it. Who'd you like to write for more, Kuroro or Kurapika? Kuroro. Definitely Kuroro. I'm not very temperamental, so it's really hard for me to portray Kurapika's constant anger and his very short fuse. Yeah, Kuroro's much easier, so I tend to enjoy it more. Alright, so question number 10. The last question I'm gonna do in this video. The question was, what other projects are you working on besides this alliterism? There are so many. First, there is my novel that's coming out later this year, and I'm working extra hard to edit it, get it ready for publishing. It's a lot of work, so I'll make an announcement when it comes out. The title is The Desert Planet. So, yeah. Then I have some projects with a friend of mine, Jamie. You might have heard of her. She was working as an assistant mangaka on the new Prince of Tennis series by Konomi Sensei. And now she's working on her own manga. And I help out a tiny little bit. She does most of the work. But I give her my impressions and, you know, edit the text a tiny bit here and there. But yeah, that's coming out soon. It's really intriguing. The story's really intriguing. So yeah, I'll make an announcement about that too. And then she's also designing button badges. And she says that she's going to make a set for this alliterism. Like really. It's going to be a set of 5 that is going to go for $5 for the whole set. Mostly just to cover the cost of making them. So yeah, I'll make an announcement about that too. Buy a bunch, okay? Then there is a video series that I might be in. I don't want to say too much about it just yet because I don't know how that's gonna go. And yeah, when I know more, you'll know more. Other than that, well, I have other stories that I want to tell. I want to start another novel for sure. And perhaps, maybe, possibly another fic if I have the time and if I finish this alliterism this year. So, yeah, you should hear about all of that pretty soon. So this is it. The first 10 questions that you guys sent. The others will be in the next video. Should I do Killua next? It'd be fun. Anyway, thanks for sending these. Thanks for watching this, and see you in the next video.